Hi everyone, my name is Strider656. Welcome back to probably our final explainer video of the Java client. I'm joined by Arukimania. You can say hi, Aruk.
Hi, everyone.
All right, so the way this video is going to work, it's going to just start from Arukimania connecting to me. And right now he's on my Hamachi. I'm not going to go over those details over the internet right now, but I'll go over how to do the host game. So on my screen, because I'm hosting, I'm clicking the multiplayer function on the top. I'm going to click host game. And I'm going to click wait for connection. I'll say 4747. You probably can't see it because the way my video is, I don't think it's showing the windows. So I'm clicking wait for connection. I'm going to give this number down here, this 25.61.19.31. I'm going to send this to Arukimania in Discord so we can connect to that because it's Hamachi. The only other way to connect is if he right-clicks on the tunnel that he's on Hamachi. If he right-clicks my name and does the copy IP4 address, it'll also work because it's the same number. So why don't you go ahead and connect?
Okay, so I'm going to the multiplayer menu and I'm going to connect to host, and it says connect to which host at which port.
Yep.
And the port is 4747.
Mm-hmm.
And then I am going to paste in the code that I copied from Discord and hit connect to host.
And now if you look here, it says I'm the host and Arukimania is the client. The first time you do this, it's going to say new player. But we've already have our network or our usernames correct. Make sure your username matches your Discord name, please, especially if you're playing on ladder, because otherwise it gets really confusing as a ladder manager. All right, so now that we've been on here, we're gonna ask what side we want to be. Because we played before, I'm gonna recommend that we switch sides, and I'm Shadow this time, and Arukimania plays as free. Unless you have any objections, Aruk.
No objections. I was going to say the same thing. We should switch it up.
All right.
I'm just going to write prefer to switch from last game.
Yep. Okay.
Give me free.
Okay. I agree. And then we're going to type as GLHF, which means good luck, have fun. And then
I'm going to add an exclamation mark to mine.
Nice. You're going to click view the hand. It'll ask if you want to toggle your ability to see the cards in the hand. Continue.
Free peoples. This will toggle your ability to see the cards in the FP hand. Continue. Yes.
Yep. The typical password is going to be quack when you first play it. I changed mine to something different. And it'll save your password from your prior game.
I see that.
So I'm going to continue with my same password.
I am also going to continue with my password.
All right. So we're going to talk about the turn order quickly. So the first order is recovering dice. We've already recovered them. They're automatically here. The next step is to draw cards. So we're going to draw cards at the same time. And my commands are F11, F12, or you can click it on the menu.
Yeah, I'm using the menu.
Yep. So I've drawn these two cards. You can see my hand by clicking on the shadow player if you're following along with me. If you notice, if I look at Aruk's side, the free, I don't know what these are, but I do see it's a strategy card and a character card. The next step is this fellowship phase. So Arukimania can choose to change his guide or keep his guide. And if he's good, he writes fellowship okay.
All right, I don't think so. Theoretically, for those of you who've been following along with our explainer series, I could change the guide to Strider. I could not change the guide to anyone else because both Strider and Gandalf have a leadership value of 3, and everyone else is lower than that. And you need to, if you switch, it has to be your highest value leadership character. So I could switch to Aragorn if I wanted to. Not Aragorn, Strider. I wish I could switch to Aragorn. I could switch to Strider if I wanted to, but instead I'm going to keep Gandalf, and I'm going to write that the fellowship is okay.
Okay. And now it's the eye allocation phase for the shadow player. I'm going to allocate 0 eyes because I'm trying to win. There's a lot of talk about the reasons why, but
I prefer to allocate 1 eye because
right.
now there's a chance
but I might
That
roll
he
none.
will roll none, and I'll get a lot of free movement.
All right, so I'm going to click my dice up here in the window between it, just highlights all of them. Control R, and I roll 2 dice, 2 eyes.
There you go. So much for my dreams of free movement.
Yeah.
I will also hit Control R, and nothing will happen. That's weird.
You got to click on the blue.
Oh, that's where I.
Look at your dice. Yep.
It's been a week, and I haven't touched this client at all, so you can tell I'm still very new to this. I'm gonna need the Java recap as much as anyone.
All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say how we're using the dice and how we're clicking. So free goes first. They can pass if they want because they have less dice.
Yep. Once you no longer have fewer dice than the opposing player, you cannot pass anymore. It doesn't matter if you're shadow or free. That's the simple rule. Typically, it's free who has the ability to pass because they generally have less dice. But sometimes the shadow will roll so many eyes that they have fewer than free. And in that case, free can't pass and shadow can until the dice numbers are even. So I have rolled, just to do a review, I have rolled a hybrid, which is could be used as a muster or an army action. I have rolled a Will of the West. I have rolled which is like a wild card. I have rolled a Palantir, which lets me draw or play a card. And I have rolled an additional hybrid. And, I gotta think about what I want to do. I am not an expert at this game like Strider656. I have not played that many hundreds of games, so I will apologize up front. I tend to sort of think slowly, and well, I will say not play at quite as high a level, but we'll see how this game ends up going. So I think without taking up too much time here, I'll say what I'm thinking out loud, I suppose. I'm considering using a ring because that would allow me to potentially, if I get hit on the hunt and draw a tile that would be okay to lose Gandalf to, I could kill Gandalf off and then use that Will of the West that I'm showing to get a potentially guaranteed Gandalf the White. However, I also know that in order to bring in Gandalf the White, Strider needs to muster in Saruman. So he could choose not to do that and deny me an early Gandalf the White. So because of that reason, I think I'm going to start by using that Will of the West to move. So I'm going to double click on the Will of the West icon to make it the current action. And then I'm going to hit Control M to move the Fellowship.
All right. Now I hit at 6 as I roll 2 dice. There's 2 reds in the box.
Yeah, 2 reds in the box.
And he's hit. So
Okay.
now I draw a tile using Control H. And it's just a 1.
Okay. Now I have a choice. I can take that as corruption. I can sacrifice the guide, who is currently Gandalf, and that will kill Gandalf. Since I moved with that Will of the West, I no longer have the option of bringing him back with the Will of the West. So that's probably not the best, and it's sort of inefficient to lose Gandalf to a 1 when he can disable up to 3 corruption at a time. And because the other thing I could do is I could take a random companion and hope that I draw someone of a lower corruption value. However, I think I'm pretty happy with just taking 1 corruption this early in the game. So I'm going to right-click on the...
Left click.
Sorry, thank you for the correction. I'm going to left-click on the corruption marker, and I'm going to right-click on the 1 to show that I am at 1 corruption, and the ring icon moved up automatically to show that I am at 1 movement. And that will conclude my turn. So I guess the move thing already...
already went, so you got to clear the hunt tile.
I see. So I will select the hunt tile, and then I will hit escape.
And if you guys look, it goes to hunt used here. If he had drawn a reveal, it would mean he'd have to reveal out, but he's still hidden. All right, so now I'm going to go. I cannot pass because I have more dice. I'm just going to muster Sauron down. And by what I did is I double-clicked the muster dice that I have here, and I left-clicked the Sauron icon, which is the darker one, or more red one, and I moved it to war by right-clicking down to war. Now I'm going to escape and end my turn.
Okay, and now I'm going to pass by writing pass in the Java client.
Yep. All right, I'm going to muster Isengard to war by left-clicking Isengard and put right-clicking at war and killing the die.
I kind of expected that Strider would do this because he's got so many musters. But part of the reason it's helpful to pass is it lets you sort of see what your opponent is doing or thinking sometimes. In this case, it was pretty unlikely that he was going to tip his hand, but that's okay. I still wanted to pass to be even on dice to be able to react to things and know that it's not going to be too imbalanced. Not Shadow isn't going to be able to take too many turns in a row on me. Okay, so now I'm going to, let's see. I'm debating now between doing some army moves or continuing to stall. And I think since I have Gandalf out, and Gandalf's guide ability is that when you play a card with a Palantir, you get to draw another card. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to stall and make use of that Gandalf ability while I can to cycle into some cards here. So I'm going to double click on the Palantir, and that's going to move it to the current action. And then I am going to, I guess, double click on the card. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay, I'm going to double click on Swords in Area Door, which means I recruit one North unit in the Shire and one Dwarfen unit in Ered Luin. And then I draw a strategy event card. I'm going to resolve the troops first, and then I'll talk about the strategy card thing. So I'm going to go to my force pool, and I'm going to put, let's see, this goes in the Shire. I can put a unit of my choice, could be regular or elite. I don't see any reason at the moment to be stingy with my elites, so I'm going to use an elite.
Careful, that's a Gondor unit.
Oh, that's Gondor.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
I will hit Control Z to undo.
Yep.
I will go back to my force pool. I will select the light blue troop instead of the dark blue troop.
You can also tell by looking at the bottom underneath the log. It says what type it is when you're clicking on it.
Cool. All right, and then the Dwarven unit in Ered Luin. Ered Luin basically never sees any action at all. So I'm thinking maybe I just put a Dwarven regular in there.
But if you do that, then it could be a problem for your casualties in Erebor, because you only have two. There's only two regulars. It's the smallest pool. No pun intended. So you can.
If no Dwarven regulars die, it could be a problem for me when I'm taking casualties to use a regular.
Right, but you could do an elite. I mean, that's what I normally do. Or
I could do an elite, or I could do a regular regardless.
Yep.
Because chances are that one unit in the Iron Hills, well, may or may not survive. I do have 2 army movements. I think for that reason, I think you're probably right, Strider. I think the move here is to muster an elite, even though Ered Luin is not very likely to see action.
All right, now explain what you're going to do next.
Okay, so now that I've put out those troops, if you look back at my card,
yep.
It says draw 1 strategy event card. So I will draw 1 strategy event card from the card ability, draw strategy card. And then I have the ability via Gandalf to draw the card that I was talking about as his guide ability because I played this with a Palantir. So I will draw another strategy card because Gandalf is the guide.
Yep, and before you kill the die, if you look at the Swords and Area Door, it actually has an image of a card by the strategy icon. That reminds you that this card can draw a card, the Java client does that. So it's interesting just to help you out. All right, go ahead, keep going, Aruk. Sorry to bother you.
All right, so no problem at all. I will just select the die now and kill it.
Okay, I'm going to play a Palantir by doing double-clicking to play Orcs Multiplying again, which allows me to recruit 3 Sauron regular in Dol Guldur and 3 Sauron regular in whatever this is called, Mount Gundabad. So I'm going to click my 3 units. What I did is I hold Control, and I click, so you see there's 3 total. Then I'm going to right-click where it goes in Mount Gundabad, go back to the forest pool, get 3 more. By holding Control, I can select up to 3, put them down, and now I'm going to kill the die with like that. Back to you.
Okay. So I am now down to my 2 muster army actions. And I think this is a pretty standard opening move. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use an army action. I'm going to use the army half of the muster army, and I'm going to move 2 different troops around. So I can move them, within the borders of the region or into unoccupied regions. This move is, like I said, fairly standard. Oops, I right-clicked instead of left-click, so let me undo that.
Yep.
But I am showing that I'm going to move the troops from Edoras into Westamnet. That's sort of just to prepare for Helm's Deep potentially being attacked. It's a little bit of flexibility. And then I am going to do probably the more important thing in the immediate future, which is move the 1 troop from Carrick into the Old Forest Road, which, if Strider ends up going for the Dew line, Dale, Erebor, Woodland Realm, if Strider ends up going in that direction, that will potentially be very helpful.
Okay.
Okay, and then I will select the die, and I will kill it.
I'm going to use my muster action to bring in Saruman into Isengard, or Thank, which will give me an additional die. So I went to the force pool to find him, and now I'm going to the force pool to get the extra die. Right-clicking on the space to the right. It doesn't matter what side you put it on. And then I'm going to hit escape. And that'll complete the action.
Okay. Now I'm not quite sure what to do, because the sort of safe standard army move has already been fulfilled. I'm thinking now it might have been smarter for me, because he was very likely to get Saruman based on what we had been, the sequence we'd been seeing. I'm thinking maybe now it might have been smarter to muster an additional force into Edoras before I moved the troops around the way I did. But, oh well, hindsight's 2020. Actually, I couldn't. And the reason I couldn't do that is because Rohan is not yet at war. So I am now no longer quite as regretful that I didn't think of that possibility.
Unless you have cards that can reinforce, like
right. Unless I
Riders
have
of Theoden, right, would be the one. Yep.
Cards break all the rules.
Yep.
But given that is not the case, I'm back to my original predicament, and I think what I'm going to do is just use a regular muster side of this muster army, because at the moment I'm okay with where the rest of my troops are on the board, and Strider hasn't telegraphed anywhere that he's going to attack, so I don't necessarily want to move and put myself in a bad position for later. So I'm just going to use the muster half of this die, and I'm going to move the elves down on the political track. So I'm going to select the elves alone out of the furthest away from war thing, and I'm going to muster them by right-clicking. Oops.
You got it right.
How did I select the Southrons and... Oh, I got it right. The Southrons and Easterlings literally moved where my cursor was showing in the box. Oh. So I was very confused.
Yep.
I actually did it right. Okay, yep. And then I will select the die, and I will hit escape to kill it, and now it is Strider's turn.
All right, I'm going to use the muster army. I'm going to use the army side. Just move troops. The 4-1-1 from Barad-dûr to Gorgoroth, and the 3-1 from Farharad to Near Harad. And I'm going to kill the die, because that tells him absolutely nothing.
Yep.
Now we go into that's the end of the round. The round is complete. The dice are gone. So now we're going to go into the recover dice stage, which for me is Control 0. Didn't work. Now it did. Okay.
Okay.
And for him,
for me, it's Control 9, right?
Yep. And in the log, you can do it. In the log, it'll say replay turn 2. So you know you're in turn 2. This is turn 2 up here as well. Now we go into the dice drawing. Or the dice, oh my god. The card drawing. We draw cards. Doesn't matter simultaneous. It's all good. Now we go into the fellowship allocation phase, or declaration phase. He can choose to declare the fellowship if he wants. He has 1 movement. It would be really dumb to do. But if he wants to, he can declare in Troll Shaws or Fords of Ruined. And then he can change the guide after.
This is important. We've talked about this in previous explainer videos, but right now, as far as the game is concerned, the Fellowship is in Rivendell. And I know that the Fellowship track says I'm 1 away, but I'm not actually 1 away until I declare and sort of make it real. And then the Fellowship will be in wherever I decide to declare them, one of those 2 locations that Strider just mentioned.
Right.
However, as he also explained, it's not a very smart thing to do, because the Fellowship is relatively protected if they're within the confines of a Free People stronghold. And moving out into the middle of nowhere, like neutral territory, potentially exposes them to shadow character cards. And I don't really want any part of that. So I'm not going to move the Fellowship anywhere. I could change the composition of the guides, but again, I'm happy with the guides as they are. So once again, I'm going to write that the Fellowship is okay.
Right. I mean, he could also have chosen to declare in Rivendell to reduce the corruption down to zero. But if he did that, he'd also move backwards on the track, which would
Yeah,
be
that'd be wasting a move, which I don't want to do.
all right. Because he had to recover an eye, or sorry, I had to recover. He recovered a movement from the box I'm required to allocate one. So I'll allocate one, and I'll roll
How many could you allocate in theory?
all of them. 7.
Because
There are 7 companions in the Fellowship. All right.
right, so you can allocate up to the number of companions in the Fellowship, but you're required to allocate one every time the Fellowship moves.
Yep.
Basically,
And then he has to roll his dice.
yes. Oh right, I forgot that was happening. Oh, I
Yep.
have to select them before I can roll them.
Yep.
There we go.
All right. So he cannot pass because we're even on dice. I
And free
rolled.
people, yep, free people always goes first. So I have rolled a Palantir, another hybrid, a Will of the West, and a character. So I have an interesting decision to make. Let me look at what this card does here. Uh-huh. Okay. I like to play games that I think are interesting rather than necessarily optimal. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this character die to take a new type of action that we haven't seen before. Normally, character dice, you basically think of them as movement because probably the optimal thing that I should be doing here is move the Fellowship. Not only does moving the Fellowship in this case get me one step closer to Mount Doom and therefore winning the game, but also it gives me the potential to get hit again and lose Gandalf and bring him back with that Will of the West so that I get Gandalf the White. So moving here is probably the correct thing to do. But again, I play games to have fun. So I'm going to instead take a new action. I'm going to separate companions.
Okay.
So I'm going to click on the companion box here. And I'm going to click on this final Hobbit. And I'm going to move them. The Hobbit's value is 1, or they have a movement of 1. And because I have moved the Fellowship 1 move, they get to go 1 more. So I am going to go 1 and then 2. And then I'm going to kill the die.
Okay. Gonna move these 4.
I'm sure Strider knows what I'm doing.
Yep. So I'm gonna move 4 guys from Mount Gundabad over towards Carrick, and I'm gonna move all these guys except for 1 up towards the dew line. I'm gonna kill the die.
Okay. And now I'm going to use this Palantir to play a card. And that card is Fear Fire Foes. So I'm going to move any or all companions who are not in the Fellowship. Currently, that is only 1. That is the Hobbit I separated earlier. So I'm going to left-click here, and then I'm going to right-click to move 1 into Bree. And then, because that Hobbit ended their that companion in the Shire or Bree, this case Bree, activate the north and move it directly to at war.
Make sure to flip it. Yep.
Yep, I will come over here. I will select the northern icon. How do you flip again? Control F?
Yes.
Okay, Control F to flip. And then I will right click in the at war box. You have selected the same place as the destination. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, that time it worked. And that resolves the card effect. However, Gandalf is still the guide, which means I get to draw a card. What type of card is Fear Fire Foes? It must be strategy.
It is.
Okay, so I will draw a strategy card. Okay, and now I will kill the die.
Okay, I'm gonna use this character icon to attack Old Forest Road. So I'm gonna write OFR.
Okay.
And
What do
uh,
I do? I
uh,
write stay.
no, no, you don't. You can't choose that. So I'm just gonna write down if I play a card or not. It's my action. So I'm gonna say
Okay.
NC for no card, and you can play a card if you'd like.
Yep, I get to decide if I want to play a card. So let me look at what I have here. And I don't think at the moment what I want to do is play a card. So I will also write NC.
Now we roll. So I roll first. So I'm gonna roll 5 dice, and then if I don't get a 5 or higher, I'll re-roll one more. So I did get a 5 here, so I'm gonna write 1.
Okay. And then I'm going to roll one die because I just have the one dude. And I did not get a 5 or a 6, which means I didn't do any damage. So I will write 0.
Yep, and you're gonna left click and right click in the box. Oh, sorry, bring that unit to the
Yep.
to where you play a card, to the right or left of the dagger, or you can just
Okay.
delete them, your choice. Yep. Then I'll move everyone in, and then I'll
Mhm.
clear it.
Now, this is a good move on Strider's part because what normally moving that unit to Old Forest Road does is when they attack in, it activates the north because they're attacking a unit in a northern territory and it moves them closer to war. So the fact that the north was already activated and moved to war because of my card means that they are he's sort of taken away a lot of the upsides for me having moved that troop there.
Yep. I'm also trying to negate the fear fire foes issue. And
That's yeah, yeah, but that's you were doing that already
yep.
when you moved those other troops around. So now I have to make a choice. I can try and reinforce because if I don't reinforce Carrick, I'm looking at his army move, and I'm seeing that he could potentially move those 4 troops that are right next to there and just walk straight into Carrick and take it over. I won't be able to muster there anymore. And then he could move somewhere else on the board that's convenient for him, maybe to Umbar. Because I don't know, he might have Corsairs of Umbar, which is a powerful card that you can only play with troops in Umbar, or he might not. So, but either way, it pays to have your troops ready if you're the shadow player, so that if all those troops in Umbar can act if you do get that card. So those would be 2 perfectly reasonable moves that would also severely limit my options in the north and the benefits that I gain from having the north at war from fear fire foes.
Right.
So
You could also move the Bree troops with your hybrid. You can move them um, into either Erebor or Woodland Realm because they're at war.
yep,
And you could also move that single unit from Iron Hills into Erebor as an option, and just
yeah,
give up the idea of mustering. But
right.
that's the trade though. So you have to make a
I
decision.
could
Yeah.
I could give up the idea of mustering. I
Right.
could muster in Carrick to help preserve Carrick, or I could muster in Dale because I already have a regular unit and a leader there, and that would make it much stronger than it currently is. But if I do that, as Strider has sort of also implied, he could then attack Woodland Realm and get it under siege with it being fairly poorly defended. So I really am sort of on the horns of a dilemma, as they say.
Yep.
I think what I'm going to do is give up on the idea of Carrick because even if I were to muster an elite unit in there, it would be only essentially 2 HP, and he's got 4 HP that he could attack with. So it would be a nuisance for him, yes, but I don't think it would be such a nuisance that it's worth taking that action. Maybe if those troops were all still in Mount Gundabad, it would be worth it because I could muster more. But it's probably not worth it to muster in Carrick where there's little hope of it doing serious damage to his troop numbers. But I do think that elite unit going into Dale is going to be more useful and more annoying because of the rest of the flexibility that I've got here. So I could be wrong. That's just my immediate analysis, but that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to play this hybrid for the muster effect. I'm going to go into the force pool. I'm going to select the correct troop this time, and I'm going to place it in Dale, and then I'm going to kill my action.
Great. I'm going to use my army action to attack Dale, and I'm going to play a card this time.
Okay. I will also play a card this time. I need to remember how to play a card. You
F1.
click on the card. Well, I don't use those
Oh,
shortcuts. You
oh,
go
game.
to okay, game.
Choose combat card once you've chosen it.
I see. Okay.
And I
Wait,
choose first.
do I want to? Yeah, I don't know if this is the card I want to play. I'm sorry, everybody. This might take me a moment.
Do you, want, do you want me to pause the video or?
No, that's okay.
Okay.
I'm just looking at the different options here. Okay. That one I'm definitely not going to play. So I sort of need to weigh, this is the benefit of, we were talking about this before. There's the card effect, which is the top, and then the combat effect, which is the bottom. Sometimes both the card effect and the combat effect are powerful, and you need to decide whether or not you want to get rid of the powerful top effect to play the combat effect for its potentially immediate usefulness. I think this is a situation where even though the card effect is really good, I'm going to be a little bit risky and play it for the combat effect. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to game, and I'm going to choose combat card.
Confusion. Okay. So
Yes.
if I roll ones, it hits me. So here we go. 0, 1.
Okay. Now, the reason you see he rolled 2 5s there, the reason that's 0 hits on his combat roll is because he is attacking a city.
Yep.
And cities, for this first roll only, they need to roll a 6 in order to do any damage. So, and sadly for me, he didn't roll any ones on his combat roll, which means I didn't get to cancel any of his dice. I didn't get to get him to do hits on himself. And I'm sure he's already noted, I've thrown away a very powerful card effect in Through a Day and a Night.
Yep.
So I am going to roll 2 dice, because even though that's 3 HP, there's only 2 troops there, I get to re-roll one of them. So I will control 2. That is 1 hit. So I will re-roll with control 1 for 1 more. And because he's attacking from Old Forest Road, he doesn't get the benefit of a city. That's 2 hits for me, so I will write 2.
Right. And then I put my damage down here on my card, and he'll put his 1 damage down. He can choose how he wants to take it.
Yeah. What I need to debate now in terms of how I take it is I could downgrade my elite unit, or I could kill the regular.
This is obvious. You should kill your regular because Great Host is going to trigger. And
yes.
Yep. So, and this happens first. Right.
So I will put this down on. You put it on my card. I'll put mine on your card. Why not?
Yep. And then I'll write GH +1, and then he can. Don't. We'll do it now.
Okay.
So now you can be able to downgrade because he's in casualties. So if you click on your guy, you want to go to.
I just hit insert, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I will hit insert. That will downgrade it to the regular that was just discarded.
Right. And it took
Thank you for doing that first.
Yep, and it took it from the casualties. You notice there's no warning. So, all right, and now I'm going to write press below, just because that was round 1.
Yep. And now I need to decide if I'm going to stay in Dale now that it is only worth, now that he can hit on 5 or 6s for the second round here, or if I want to run away. And I think the answer is I want to run away. Yep. So I'm going to write flee. I don't know. What do you write?
You just move them yourself.
Oh, you don't write anything.
You can. Okay. So left click where the units and where you want to move them.
Yep. Okay, and I will move them into the Woodland Realm.
Yep, and I'll move 1 guy into Dale. For now, I think that makes sense. And I'm going to move the victory point counter to 1.
Yep, because Dale is a city, it counts as 1 victory point. So Shadow now only needs 9 more to win the game.
Yep.
All right, and now I am once again faced with a dilemma, because if I muster now in Carrick, that is going to be annoying. That means he needs to use a future attack in order to subdue Carrick. I don't know if that's worth it, because again, even mustering in an elite isn't necessarily going to like hold. The question is whether or not mustering in a unit at all there is going to be annoying enough that I think it's a good move. So I could do that, or I could move the fellowship, which I've sort of been neglecting so far. And if I don't move the fellowship fast enough, if I don't go at least one move a turn, I really make it unlikely that I'll be able to get the ring to Mount Doom in time. So I need to decide how beneficial that troop. I could just do a regular in Carrick and a regular somewhere else on the board, and that would be very annoying. However, is it so annoying that it outweighs moving the fellowship here? And I think the answer is I value moving the fellowship in this case. I could be wrong again, but that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to use this Will of the West, and I'm going to hit Control M to move the fellowship.
Now I'm going to roll dice. I got
4.
I got 2 hits.
2 hits.
Yep. It's just a 1.
All right. And once again, I will take the 1 corruption.
Yep. And then
okay.
Then you can
and then
kill
all right, I have to kill the tile.
Yep. I'm going to bring the Witch King in because that there's at least one North Nation at war. So I'm going to put him with the army that's here.
Doesn't have to be the North Nation. One nation of any kind.
Any kind, yep. And right now I'm flipping all the nations to war. And I'm bringing the extra die in by left-clicking and right-clicking right next to it.
Because those are the effects of the Witch King.
And that concludes the turn. Now we're doing
recover dice.
Yep. Control 0, and he recovers.
Control 9.
Yep. Draw cards.
Okay. So now I need to determine if I'm going to do anything with the fellowship. I am now at 2 movement. Again, I don't think declaring is a great idea. I don't necessarily think that I want to do anything else. I don't want to change my guide or declare in Lorien. Not Lorien, Rivendell. So I think, once again, I'm going to write that the fellowship is okay.
Yeah, I'll allocate 1 eye because you moved once. Then I'll roll the rest of my dice. Better roll for me than last time.
And now I will roll my dice. Okay, and now I get the first action. And I'm immediately remembering the potential annoyance of mustering in Carrick. And thinking that since I've got those 2 characters to move the fellowship with, and I don't have a Will of the West, so even if I do end up losing Gandalf, he's not coming in this turn. I think that might be the thing to open with here for maximum annoyance. So I'm going to double click this, and then I'm going to go into my force pool, and I'm going to muster 1. Oh, I almost did a Gondor one again. 1 Northern regular into Carrick. So he can't just walk in there. And 1 regular unit somewhere else. Actually, can I do anywhere else? Because nowhere else is at war.
No, you can. You can the whole Shire area. You have the Shire,
you're right.
And you have Bree.
Yep,
North
that's
Downs
true.
is not. Just be careful, guys. North Downs is not a settlement. Some people get confused by that. So you can't muster there. It's like you can't muster in Esgiliath or Forts of Isen.
Okay, and then the other thing I could do is I could muster in a leader.
Or
yep. Yeah.
You could also do an elite. Yeah.
Yeah, I could have done an elite, but I deliberately wanted to do a regular in Carrick and then another thing somewhere else. So actually, what I think I will do is bring in a leader, a northern leader, and do I want to be slightly defensive or potentially offensive with them? I've sort of gotten rid of one of my most powerful offensive cards already if I want to go for a Free People's Military victory, but it's not like it's completely off the table. Or I could better defend the Shire. Either way, this is sort of an edge case. I don't expect to see a lot of action out of the north over in the region of the Shire. But just to keep things interesting, I think I'm going to be slightly more offensive in my placement.
Careful. You can't put it there and stock 1 over that.
Oh, yeah, you just said that. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, so I will undo that. And I will, again, no, I will undo that. I will go back to my force pool.
Yep, you got it.
I will select the northern leader, and I will place it in. Come now.
You got it.
I will place it in.
You did it in Bree.
Oh, I didn't. I didn't see because the companion is already in its place. I did it correctly. Okay.
Yep, good job.
Place it in Bree, and then I will kill the die.
All right.
Sorry, everyone. That took way too long.
It's okay. I am going to use the army to attack Carrick with the 4.
Okay.
NC.
All right. And are you
No
using
card.
a card? Oh, I see. No card.
Yep.
Okay. Am I using a card? I think the answer is probably no. Indeed. So I will write no card as well.
All right. Oh God. 0. Yeah.
Now I will roll 1. Watch me get a hit.
Yeah. I'm gonna press.
Okay. I will stay.
NC.
Also no card.
1.
Well, will he go out with a bang? He will.
All right.
Very nice.
So I took my casualty. You can just delete it.
Yeah, I'll put it down, but oh, do I just hit the delete button?
Yeah, you can just delete them.
Okay.
All right. Brutal. That was brutal.
It was. I cut your forces in half. That's not the miracle of the Dale Man, if you're familiar with Strider's past games.
No,
but
definitely
that was
not.
a very good showing on the Carrick Man's part.
It was.
All right, so what am I gonna do? Am I gonna play a card with Gandalf here? Um, or am I gonna do something else? Hmm. Hmm. Decisions, decisions. I'm looking at potential cards to play, and I'm not particularly thrilled. Oh, I suppose I could play this one. This is a good card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Palantir. So what I could do is just pass. That's the other thing I could do. And it probably would be a smart decision. But as Strider knows, I prefer to go sort of back and forth rather than just watch things happen. It's going to happen no matter what. But I think I'm going to do this anyway, even though it's sort of possibly not the best. Anyway, I'm going to stop obsessing about this and actually do what I said I'm going to do. I'm going to play Thranduil's Archers. And I will recruit an Elven Elite.
Double click it.
Thought I did. Okay.
There it is. Yep.
And I will recruit an Elven Elite into Woodland Realm to make that even more of a party spot for you, Strider. And then I'm going to draw a strategy card for the card. Yep. And I will draw a strategy card because Gandalf is still the guide.
You can opt to not do it if you don't want to, but you can if you want.
Oh, I want to. I want to keep cycling these cards, my friend.
Okay.
I want to see them all. Also, this creates a new scenario,
right?
Because I now have more than 6 cards in my hand, and that's not allowed. So I need to now choose one card to get rid of. And let's see, which card am I going to get rid of? I think I will get rid of this one. How do I get rid of a card from my hand?
Delete.
Delete. Okay. Gone. All right, and then I will go back over here and I will kill the die.
I have to think of what I want to do here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at your... Okay. I think this makes sense. This is where I have to stop and think, which is fine. I think, let's see, I'm counting. 1, 2, you can't see my screen, which is good. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Debating what to do. I think it makes the most sense to use a character. Actually, no, I'm going to use a muster. To bring the Southlands and Easterlings down.
Okay. I'm going to pass.
All right. Let's bring them all the way down.
Interesting. I'm going to continue to pass.
I have to do the math wrong, but it's fine. Okay. I'm going to... Let's put this in the pool. So I double clicked and I'm grabbing the -1 from the... to give it to us. It says on the bottom it matches. We're clicking on top of it, now clearing.
Good to have at least one red in the pool for Shadow, because that means they can rely on a stop in Mordor, potentially being a game ruiner for the free people.
Yep.
Is it my turn potentially? I'm going to pass again.
Yep. All right. I think I'm going to do this.
All right, and he can move those troops with that character action because they had Nazgul with them.
Correct.
Okay, and now I'm going to use one of these characters to move the Fellowship.
I hit on 6s here. I missed, so I write safe. Now I go again. I think I'm going to do this. I think that makes the most sense.
Looks like he's coming for Gondor.
Yep.
And I'm going to move the Fellowship again with my final character action.
Hit on 5s. Hit. It's a 3.
Bye-bye, Gandalf. This is what you were made for. All right, and I just hit delete on him?
No, just put him over the 3.
Oh, okay.
Left click, right click, and then move Strider as the guide.
Yep, you always need to have a guide. Strider is the only option at the moment because he's the only one in the Fellowship with a leadership value of 3. Okay, and then select the tile and hit escape.
Yep. And he didn't take damage because he was worth 3. Attack is Gileath.
Card or no card?
Thinking about it. No card.
Okay. I need to decide if I'm going to play a card.
And this moves Gondor down. So I gotta left click.
All right, that card would be pointless. I can't play that one. I can't play that one. Can't play that one either. I could play that one, but I think it would be a waste. Well, it might not. That one might not be a waste. And then I could play... I can't play that one, so there's only one possibility here. I think I'm going to play it.
Okay.
So I'm going to select the card and then hit game, choose combat card.
Yep. I got it. Confusion. Okay.
The other confusion. Man! No ones!
2.
And I'm dead.
Oh, that's brutal.
All right.
It's brutal.
Well, let's see if I get any hits back.
1.
Hey, I got 1. Haha.
All right, so I kill one guy off first, then he deletes both,
Yeah.
and it's hit delete, and then I'll move in.
Okay.
Done. And that's the turn. Now we go to dice recovery phase. Control 0
Recovery?
for me. Yep.
Control 9 for me.
11, 12. Okay.
Draw cards.
Just gonna check my force pool out. Okay.
I need to discard down.
Yep.
Okay, I think I will discard this one. Okay, and I need to decide if I want to declare the fellowship. So the fact that they're on 4 movement right now means I could, if I wanted to, declare through Mordor so that I know.
Moria.
Or, sorry, yeah, good correction. I always mix those two up.
I do
I
too.
could declare through Moria, and if I do it now, as opposed to getting it on a reveal, I won't have to worry about drawing an extra tile. And I could go, if I wanted to, straight into Lorien, which would be going from safe haven to safe haven
Not
for
yet.
the fellowship.
You need 5 movement for that.
But I was, oh, I'm on 4. You're right.
Yep.
But I could go to Dimril Dell. And if I had 5, I could potentially go to Lorien, which is safe place to safe place. But Lorien is also out of the way. But I don't think it's worth it at the moment. And I couldn't change leaders now, even if I wanted to. So I'm going to write that the fellowship is okay.
Yep. And I'm going to allocate 1 eye only and roll the rest. Okay.
Okay. I will also roll. Nope, I will select my dice, and then I will roll.
Ooh.
Wow.
Brutal for
I'm
you.
going to be doing a lot of moving.
Against 4 eyes. Good luck.
Against 4 eyes.
All right. You're first.
Oh, that's right. All right. I think I should open with a move before you can potentially
I can't do
play
anything.
corruption.
I can't do anything to you because you're in a stronghold. I think you want to move first if you're like outside of a stronghold.
Yeah.
But,
well, that's normally the situation that applies.
right.
So the fact that I'm in a stronghold is giving me flexibility that I'm not used to. Okay. So I'm debating at the moment, and Strider's being very secretive and I'm being very open, but I think just killing dead air is worth it.
Yep.
I'm debating at the moment between using one of these characters to move the force that is in Bree and consolidate it with that leader in the North Downs, because that makes those Northmen slightly that much more of a potential threat. I can't muster anywhere, so I just have to sit and stare at those shadow troops gathering in Gondor and hope that my defenses are good. I I don't think it's necessarily worth it because, going after points in the north, even if Mount Gundabad is sort of weakened, isn't really that efficient because you're never going to get 4 points that way. But it's also with those 4 eyes. It's also not the best to move 3 times because by the time you get to the last movement, they only need to hit on what is it? So it goes to 5, then it goes to 4, and then it would go to 3. So that's a 50% chance of hitting, and then there's 4 dice that he's going to roll. So very likely to take a bunch of damage that way. So I'm thinking it might be worth it just to burn a character. Now I could play cards with these character dice as well, but I don't particularly want to do that with my hand. So those are sort of the 2 options that I'm weighing. How much do I care about getting the damage on the Fellowship as opposed to potentially doing some annoying military stuff? And even though it's more fun for me to do the military stuff, I don't think that's necessarily the right answer.
Okay.
I suppose there's something else that I could do. It wouldn't be worth it though. Yeah, I don't think that would be worth it.
All right. Well, you can pass. You can also.
Yeah, I could kick this can down the road and I could pass. Because again, it's not crucial that I move right now. So I guess I'll give myself a little bit of time here, so I will pass.
I have to think, and I should have thought of this while you were talking. All right. I attempted to play a card, but I'm going to wait on that. I think what I'll do is I'm going to move leadership around on the board. I think that makes the most sense. Yeah, let's move the Witch King out of here. He's not doing anything where he is. Put him there. These Nazgul aren't doing a damn thing down in the southeast here. So I'm going to put... Let's do max leadership in the Gondor area. Keep that one there. It makes sense. And that'll kill my turn. Okay, back to you. I could have also waited till I hit him and revealed him to move my Nazgul to be obnoxious, but that's the advantage of passing.
Yep. Okay. I think, even though it's sort of inefficient, I think this is the move I want to do. I sort of thought myself around on the card play that I initially rejected out of hand. So I'm going to use this character action to play the character card, Why the Windlord. Now, I understand this is not optimal. I'm just gonna do it anyway, because again, we're having fun here.
Yep.
So I'm not going to separate anyone from the Fellowship. I'm going to move companions on the board. I'm going to take this Hobbit, and I'm going to move them as if their leadership were 4. So I'm not really going to move them 4. I'm just going to move them 1, 2, because I don't have to go the full distance. And then I'm going to kill that.
Uh-oh. Okay. That's telegraphing to me he might have Book of Mizarble in hand, which changes what I want to do. Yeah, so... All right. So what's I'm going to do? I'm going to move all these guys here as 1. Going to move all these guys here as 2.
Okay.
I think that makes the most sense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to keep anyone in suspense. I'm going to play a Book of Mizarble.
Yep.
So I'm going to move this companion over here to Ered Luin. And the effect of that card, move the companions who are not in the Fellowship, and then because I ended in Ered Luin, I activate the Dwarven Nation and move it directly to At War.
Yep.
Which Strider has done for me. Thank you.
Yep. I was demonstrating on my end. All right. Now I am going to attack Erebor from this army.
Okay.
Dale.
Now I have I have the option of either going into siege or staying for a field battle. He has 7 HP to my 5, so it's the smart thing to do is to go into a siege, and I don't see any particular reason. So he's sort of locking me down now that I can muster the dwarves because they're at war.
Yep.
But not that I could this turn anyway because I didn't roll any musters. But there is the potential for that force there to be very annoying, and the reason he had to move all his troops there is they could then attack out. Normally they'd be stuck because they're not at war. They could have attacked out his weak force in Dale.
Correct.
But instead, I think I'm going to let you sort of batten down the hatches here and go into siege. So I think I just double click on them.
Correct.
Okay, I will double click and they will go into the siege position of Erebor, and you can occupy that space.
All but 1.
Okay. All right, and now it is time to move the Fellowship.
On 4 eyes. I hit once, so I write 1. And now I draw... Is this a 1 reveal?
Yeah, about time you got a reveal.
Yep.
Okay. So, now, how exactly does this work? Because I've never done this side of things.
All right, so first you got to resolve your corruption.
Okay. So I need to choose if I want to just take the corruption on the track.
Lose Strider.
Lose Strider to 1, which is a bad idea. Or try and take a random, which means I could draw someone who would be slightly more efficient. But there is still a 1 in 5 chance that I will draw Strider. I think I'm just going to take the corruption.
Okay. Let's see, move it up 1. Now you're going to take the Fellowship. You're going to hit Control F on them.
Okay. I will Control F to flip the Fellowship to show that they are revealed.
It says previously on 5. So now you got to click the Fellowship figure, and now you got to move at 5. You can right click as you move to show which way you're moving.
So I will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right. Now I'm going to move that one reveal tile to the left, and now I'm going to write Moria, and I'm going to draw a 3.
And now I have a really tough decision to make.
Yes, you do. That's brutal.
So I don't want to take that as straight corruption, because if that corruption track ever goes up to 12, I am in, like, I instantly lose. So going from 3 to 6 is really not something that I want to have happen to me. I could just take this with Strider and nullify all that corruption. It goes to 0. But Strider's ability to use any action die to hide the Fellowship is not only useful, it could be useful very soon, because I do not want to stay hidden, or do not want to stay revealed for fear of potentially bad cards that Shadow could play on me. I could also random. Nobody else is going to perfectly cancel that corruption, but there is a chance that I would, be able to reduce some of it and not take the full 3, and at the same time keep Strider as the guide. So I think I have to hope for a good scenario here and type random.
Right. And usually you type you draw, as in he's going to write you draw to me.
Right.
And I can either go in the Fellowship menu, hit do Random Companion, or I can just hit Control D. I'm going to Control D. Got Gimli.
That was very good for me.
Very good. That's the best case scenario for you.
Yep.
So I can move your corruption up. So
right. So my corruption goes up. So Gimli has a value of 2, and that was a 3. So he cancels 2 of the 3 corruption. So I go up 1, which moves me to 4, which is a bit of a magic number on this track.
Yep.
And then Gimli has to die.
Yep. Hit escape on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Good. All right. I am going to use this character to attack Iron Hills. No card. Oh, hold on. I should do a card, because otherwise I'm going to not have cards to play later. Yeah, I'm going to play a card. No, I'm not. No card. All these cards don't help.
Okay. I will also not play a card.
All right. And I roll 5. 1.
All right. And let's see if I hit back.
Nope.
Nope. That dwarf was just completely caught off guard. The rest of his nation was rallied to war by the Book of Mizarabul, and he's just out in the wilderness on a retreat.
Yep.
He's coming back. He's like, guys, I had a great time at the health spa. And realized it was a troop of shadow armies that had gathered around his mountain.
Yep. Sum of one guy there. Kill the die.
Now, what would happen if you didn't move a guy there?
Then you could muster there.
Exactly, because you don't actually take over the territory and block it from mustering if you don't have a troop to go in.
Right.
Okay, and now it's my turn, and I think I'm just going to use this character to hide the Fellowship. So I will select them, and I will Control F to flip them back to normal.
Yep. And I will play Foul Thing from the Deep on you, because you are.
Oh no!
It's
I'm not in a stronghold.
It's
Hooray!
It's an eye, so it doesn't do anything. All right, but at least I got down my dice, or my cards. So I'm not losing any. All right, now we recover dice. We're in turn 5. Once he recovers them with Control 9. Mm-hmm. Turn 5. Now it's dice. It's time
draw cards.
Draw cards, not dice drawing. My God. Yep. And by the way, that whole turn I did, that was a reactionary turn to what Arukimania did, because I had other plans before, because I just moved the Witch King to Asgiliath, so there was other plans.
And then all of a sudden, the dwarves were at war and potentially ready to unravel all of Dew.
Yep, it's like, nope. So.
Okay, now I need to select... Wait, no. I was going to select and roll my die, but at first I need to declare that the Fellowship is okay.
Yep, and I have to allocate my eyes. So I'm going to do one eye and roll the rest. There we go.
Okay, and now I will roll my dice.
Oh, roll the rest.
Ah, finally. This one at the start of this turn is a no-brainer.
Yep.
So I will select this Will of the West, and I will bring in Gandalf the White.
Make sure you flip him in casualties to get the sound effect.
Okay, so I will go to casualties. I will select Gandalf the White, and I will Control F.
And now bring him where you want him.
Okay. So I could put him in Fangorn, or I could put him in any of the Elven strongholds.
Correct.
And uh, the elves could start causing trouble if I wanted them to.
If they were at
But
war, but yeah.
well, that's what I mean. If
Yeah.
you look at the dice that I've rolled,
Yes.
you can see I could get them to war, and that means they could start causing trouble if I wanted them to.
Yep.
Um, so I could play Gandalf sort of offensively there, but I think even so, the default option of bringing him into Fangorn is still the right call.
A wizard is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
And there's the sound clip.
Yeah.
Okay, and now I will kill my Will of the West.
Before you do that, I'm going to bring it back. Don't forget to go into reinforcements to grab your extra die for next turn.
Oh, I have to do that. Right. Thank you. Good reminder.
Yep.
So force pool. And then I will click over here. Okay, and then I will kill both die. And they should now, yeah, there are now 2 Free People's Dice and casualties that will recover for the next turn.
All right, I'm going to play Shadow on the Misty Mountains.
Oh no!
Yep, just be this. There we go.
All my talk of the elves causing trouble has worried Strider.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to pass. Wait, I am outside of a stronghold.
Yeah.
So I think using that character to move now, because I see that you have a Palantir, which means you could play a corrupting card on me,
I could.
or put another card in to mess with me. Maybe that means I want to wait till, but if I wait till the end, you're going to be able to hit me with it anyway, because you'll have the last action. But if I get revealed now, I can do something about it with Strider. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna. But does passing matter in this instance? The answer is, I don't think it does. So I'm going to pass. I'm going to see what you're going to do. I may have just talked myself in a circle, but I don't care.
It's fine. Use this to play Hill Trolls.
Ooh.
Up here.
And troops getting buff. Okay. He's got 7 troops up there to my 5. All right. I'm going to pass again.
Okay. Going to think.
Mm-hmm.
Probably use this army action. Makes the most sense. These guys up. This guy in. But I'm going to just double click the Iron Hills so I own it.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense to me. I'm going to pass again.
Yep. Muster. Oh. Apparently I'm out of elites.
Haha.
Alright, so guess what I'll do is I'll bring some more Nazgul in. Yeah, that makes sense. Bring a Nazgul here. And I'll bring a regular here in North Rune. Okay.
All right. I've noticed for a while you've been out of characters and Palantirs, which means you have nothing that can
Hinder you.
hit the Fellowship, really.
No.
So I think I'm going to move the Fellowship.
Hit.
Wow.
A 3.
Fantastic. This situation looks familiar.
Yeah,
I think we're going to do the same thing I did last time. I'm going to random.
Oh, good for you.
Again.
Super lucky.
It's been very lucky for me on those.
Yeah.
All right. So my corruption goes up 1, and you've already got the companion down there, so I will just kill all this.
Yep. Let's do this and this with that action.
All right, now I need to actually think about
Yep, what do you want to do?
where I want to muster and how I want to use those musters. Now, I've been looking at this scenario with Gondor 1 away from war and hoping you would attack in so that I wouldn't have to muster them down and would be able to use both of them to bring in troops in places where I would like them.
Yeah,
but unfortunately, that has not happened.
Yeah, I played this game too long.
That's right. Other scenarios. So I could, as I was saying at the start of the turn, get the elves all the way to war, but I don't think that really gets me much at this point. So I don't particularly like that. Or I could play these. I could use some of these to play cards. And you've only got 1 actual attack showing on that hybrid.
Correct.
So I think what I will do is sort of I'm looking at these cards now, seeing which one I want to play. Yeah, obviously the muster cards help recruit things. I think I'm going to actually continue to kick the can down the road. I think that's the thing to do in this situation.
Yep.
See what you're going to commit to. So I'm going to use this regular muster action to muster down the elves once.
Yep.
Boom.
All right. Now that I see that, go here and here.
Yep. Now he's moving in position to step on my elven places.
Yeah, fortunately I don't have an attack left though.
Exactly. So I can sort of do what I want. Now the question is, do I want to bring Gondor to war and defend Gondor, or do I want to bring the elves to war and defend the elves?
Yep, that's the choice you got to make as a free player.
And I think you're better prepared for Gondor, so I'm going to bring the elves to war. And right-click. Yep. Okay.
Use a muster action to bring in. I think I'll bring another elite in. We'll bring on my Nazgul in actually. We're bringing them all in. And then I'll have
full 9.
Let's see. And I'll put a regular in Moria, so be careful. Some shenanigans. I didn't bring all of them in, so okay. Then we're going to the next
control turn. 9. Gandalf, giving me another action. Yes. Gotta draw cards. All right, you gotta discard cards.
Yep. And then you should probably declare the fellowship this time.
Yes. Well, I'll get there.
Yep.
All right, this one's gone for sure. I don't know about the other one. Hmm. What does this do? Hmm. I think I'll toss this one as well. Okay, so now that my cards have been resolved, I need to decide what I want to do with the fellowship. And what Strider's talking about is a pretty common strategic thing. Now that I'm not in the safety of a stronghold, it sort of makes sense for me to um, continually declare. So I'm going to declare the fellowship,
Yeah,
and
just flip them when you declare them,
okay, okay. So I will hit Control F,
and then move them where you want them
and
by
then
one.
I will move them. Let's see. I think Eastham Net makes sense.
Then flip them.
Yep, and then Control F again.
Done. All right, now I allocate eyes. One, and I roll.
Okay, and now I will roll as well.
Oh my god. Oh jeez. That's horrible.
Fantastic.
If we have well,
All right, well, I get to act first. Let's go ahead and start by playing a Palantir. I am going to I'm going to play Athelas because Strider is currently the guide. Which, if you read the card, that means I heal corruption points on a result of 3 plus instead of 5 plus. So I'm going to control 3.
two.
And I heal 2.
Wow.
So I'm going to move that corruption tracker back down to a 3 and kill the stuff there.
All right. Lorian.
Okay, and I will go into siege. Okay, hmm. Hmm. Okay, I'm going to pass. I think maybe it makes sense to muster at the moment before you attack me somewhere. I think, yeah, it makes more sense to muster. Actually, it probably would have made the most sense to muster last time, but whatever. All right, so I'm going to use the muster result. I'm going to go to my force pool. Now, where do I want to reinforce? Has to be an elf at this point, because the dwarves are all bottled up and the north is basically bottled up. I mean, I could recruit more over where it doesn't matter.
Yep. In the
Bree.
west. Yep.
Yeah, but I don't think that makes sense. I think I want to bring in an elf, and the elven stronghold where that makes the most sense is the Woodland Realm.
Yep.
So that's my turn.
All right. I'm going to attack Woodland Realm from the Dale army.
Okay, and I will. The Dale army. You have 6 HP. I have 8.
Yep.
So do I want to go into siege in that situation? I could risk a field battle. The thing about field battles is 5s and 6s hit, whereas
Yes.
in sieges only 6s hit. And I don't really have a great deal of hope for a military like sallying out option at the moment. I don't think. So I think even though I outnumber you, the thing to do is just go into siege.
Yep. I agree. Actually. All right.
Okay, now that the musters are sort of less pressing, I will pass.
Okay. All right. Let's move my leadership around again, shall we? Let's do this. Put them here. Let's get some more action. Let's put him one to be obnoxious on you.
Why not?
Let's max my leadership out up here. Keep it there. That's not happening right now. We know that. I know that at least. There we go. and that's good. It's a leadership move.
Okay. Let's see. Well, what am I gonna do? Which one of these cards do I want to play? All right, I think.
Just surprised Dane hasn't showed up yet.
Well, all the cards they take their time.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna play this card, Aomer.
Okay.
1 Rohan unit and 1 Rohan leader in a free Rohan region containing a settlement.
Yeah, so Fold, Edoras, Westamnet, or Helm's Deep.
Yep. So I think I will put them straight into Helm's Deep.
Yep.
So that is, what was that again? Rohan unit and leader.
Yeah.
I'm going to go into my force pool. I'm going to take a Rohan leader, Rohan elite, and put that into Helm's Deep. And then I'm going to go back to the force pool, and I'm going to take a Rohan leader and put that into Helm's Deep. Okay, back to you.
All right. I'll attack Erebor.
Okay.
I'm going to play a character card to start, I believe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. What do I want to do for cards here? Okay. And you're playing a character card. So I'm just going to say no card.
All right, they are terrible.
Mm-hmm.
1.
All right.
They were terrible.
And
There's your ones, by the way, for your confusion. That didn't
that's
happen.
right. They were all coming. It's all averages out in the end, just not when it matters for confusion.
Yep.
Okay. So I've got 3 dudes in Erebor, so I will control 3.
2.
Ooh, and I will re-roll 1. So that is 2. All right. And I'm going to reduce one of my Dwarven elites so that I will still roll with 3. All right, you've killed an elite to press?
Not yet. I'm going to say press first and draw.
Oh, right, you have to draw because of the Witch King.
Yeah, so let's do this. Draw character card. Okay. Oh shit! I'm supposed to clear it. Sorry. Control Shift Escape. This time I'll play this one.
Okay, this time it is a strategy card. So this time I will be defensive. It's game. Choose combat card.
All right.
Deadly Strife into advantageous position.
4. That's enough.
I think it's... Yeah, that is 4.
Yep.
Yeah. Subtracting 1 from your 5, but it doesn't matter with Deadly Strife.
Yeah, you did 4s. Yep.
Yep. Oh well.
4's
so let's see if they hit back at all. Control 3.
And
nope. I get to re-roll 1 of those.
Oh my.
All right. 0.
Those poor dwarves.
Dwarves.
Yeah,
they wanted to go to that health spa in the Iron Hills.
Yeah, so you can put them on the bottom, or you can delete them. Your choice.
Yeah, I'll just delete them.
Then I'll move my.
All right, and
up.
your victory points go up by 2.
Unexpected.
Yeah, that was pretty unexpected. But sometimes it happens. Okay, now what am I gonna do? Yep, I can't pass.
Decide if you're going to move the fellowship this turn or not. It's an option.
Yeah.
It's a ring,
well, I understand. So I'll just say out loud. There is a way I can move the fellowship. I can use a ring to change any of my die results to whatever I want.
Right.
However, as you'll no doubt be aware, the Shadow can also use those rings.
Yes. Correct.
And so if I use a ring now, he could turn that Palantir that he's got showing into a second attack. So the hope is, and now that I've said it, it's 0. But the hope is that I can stall till the very last action, and he won't be able to productively use that ring because I've stalled to the very last action to use that ring. So I was looking for uses for my hybrid die there,
Yep.
so that I could use the ring on the Palantir
Right.
at the very end.
Yep. No, I figured
But
that.
yeah. So now I need to decide what I want to do with that hybrid. Uh, I could muster Gondor to war, which essentially does nothing for me and signals that the attack on Gondor is about to start. Um, I could start to muster Rohan down. Um,
Yeah. Hard choices.
mhm. I could move troops around in Rohan to more strongly defend Helm's Deep, but leave Edoras open. I think I'm going to muster down Edoras.
You mean Rohan?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yep. Okay. It never hurts to do this. So I'll put Shelob in the pool
Ah, it's true.
for later. Not the pool. In the hunt remove for later.
Yep, it'll come if the Fellowship makes it to Mordor.
Using the
So-
word if, yeah.
Yep. So, as you'll notice, even though I said it wasn't going to happen, Strider has used his Palantir before the end of the turn. So now when I give him a ring, if he changes that die from a hybrid to something else, that means he's not using it to attack, which I'm fine with. Of course, he'll have it for the future,
I will.
but I wanted to minimize its impact in the moment as well. So what do? Double click on a ring?
Yep.
Oh, double clicking doesn't do anything.
No, do you,
I guess I will place it down over here.
Oh no, hold on. I'll show you to do it. Let's undo it. To use an
Okay.
elven ring, it's Control U.
Control U.
There you go.
Oh, I see. So it uses a ring,
Yep.
and then what do
Just-
I put this die result out here?
Just double click and then type what do you want it to be. Let's not do the changing.
Okay.
Just say and then log.
Oh, in the
Right.
log. Okay, so I will say
As-
change to C, and then I will do Control M to move the Fellowship.
And I hit on on sixes. Miss.
Safe.
There you go. There's the rolls you're looking for.
Mhm.
All right. All right. I want to do something crazy. Probably shouldn't do this at all. But actually, it makes more sense to condense like this.
Yeah. That makes total sense. That's not crazy at all.
All right. That's it. I will draw my cards.
Okay. Not Shadow. Free Peoples. Character card and strategy card.
Yep. Now we're in turn 7, by the way. You can do.
Okay. Now I need to decide what I want to do with the Fellowship. This is the reason it's so helpful to declare on each step with the Fellowship, because he puts those Nazgul on me.
Yep.
If I don't declare, that Nazgul will still be providing that reroll. If I do, then I can get away from his Nazgul. So I'm going to declare. And I'm going to select the Fellowship, and I'm going to just select the Fellowship, and I will flip them. And they only went 1. So, oh, hold on. I hit left click instead of right click. And I will put them in the forest here. And then I will flip them again, so they are no longer revealed, because they should not be. And that is the Fellowship declared.
Allocate 1 eye. I'll roll the rest.
All right. And for once, I will roll my dice correctly. Oh, no! Well, if Strider has a card called The Day Without Dawn, he could kill 2 of my Wills of the West there. But we'll see what happens. Because I'm definitely going to use one of them right now
Yeah,
to move the Fellowship.
He could also
Go
use
ahead.
a ring if he wanted to change one of his Wills of the West to something different. And
Right.
then
You
not
can't use
that.
a ring. You can't use a ring to change a die result to a Will of the West, but you can use a ring to change a Will of the West to something else.
Yep.
So if I really wanted to protect my dice from getting sniped by Day Without Dawn, I could save one more by using a second ring. However, I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to go straight ahead and move the Fellowship.
Safe.
Mm-hmm.
And
there it is.
I just drew it.
Perfect. Oh, you did it for me.
Yep. I know it hurts more when the shadow does it for you.
No, it's fine.
No, I always get mad. I'm like, jerk. Back to you.
Okay. Well, I think the thing to do now is pass.
Makes sense.
Do I need to hold on? Do I need to muster anywhere? I could continue to muster Rohan down, but they are currently not in any imminent danger of being attacked.
Yep.
So I think it makes sense to continue to pass.
Yep. I'm thinking right now what I want to do. I think I might want to draw a card, actually. Doesn't make any sense, but it might make sense. I have all these musters showing. Maybe I should just muster. Yeah, I'll muster.
Do you have elites again?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, good.
Put one there.
Okay, I will continue to pass.
I have ideas now. Not yet. Another elite. Should I I'll put my last Nazgul out here. I'll muster a regular down here.
Okay, I will continue to pass.
Another muster action. And I'll just muster an elite into Orthanc.
Wonder what he's going to do. I will continue to pass.
Alright, use this to go 1. And this is obvious. If you have Spirit of Mordor, you can play it on me now. Actually, hold. Let me. No, that's right. Is it right? Hold on. Let me undo that. Because no, it's fine. I'm gonna do that. 1, 2. That works.
Are you done?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Now I'm going to muster Rohan down 1. So that if you do attack out of Orthanc there, you will put them to war.
Makes sense. Yeah, I think I might do that, actually. I'm going to attack MT, finally.
Oh, it is MT time. All right. Well, I will go under siege.
And I'll put one guy here, one guy behind. Just to block that off. And I'll move them to war.
Yep. All right, now I have a choice. Do I want to do anything militarily, potentially better prepare myself in Rohan? Or do I want to muster forces to be annoying in Gondor?
Yeah, tough choices.
Yep. Or do I want to maybe do a little bit of both? Well, I can't do both because Rohan is not yet at war. If Rohan does go to war, Shadow could theoretically muster in the Mouth, even though the Free Peoples there is not in Mordor. That's still a potential concern for next turn, but I did it knowing he had used all his musters, meaning he couldn't get the mouth this turn. So he could still do it next time, even though I haven't gone to Mordor, but it's not happening right now.
Yep.
So let's see. Or the other thing to do, I know I've moved the Fellowship once, but one movement isn't exactly a whole lot, and we're getting to the point where I think the Fellowship might need to sort of start booking it to Mordor. I could use that ring in order to get one closer. And now that Shadow has one ring anyway, like I'm less hesitant to give Shadow a ring because you can only use one ring a turn anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, I think at the moment, what I need to do is prioritize speed. So I think I'm going to give you a ring. So I will hit Control U. There you go.
Yep.
I will double click this, and I will say Character. And I will move the Fellowship.
Hit.
Reveal. 0 reveal.
Yep.
Okay. So I need to flip the Fellowship. And they were at 2, right?
Yep. They can go to North Athelian, South Athelian.
Yep. So they will go 1 here no matter what. And then doesn't particularly matter, but let's go north. And then I will not flip the Fellowship again because I'm not declaring I've been revealed. Okay, so I will kill the tile.
Yep. Forwards. No card.
Okay, I will play a card. Let us go to game and choose combat card.
Yep.
Scouts, see ya.
Okay.
We're all going to Helm's Deep.
Oh, sorry, Mom. Get back to your tower, you jackass. All right. Now I'm going to use this as a ring to bring in the mouth.
There he is.
Yep.
Ah. You wisely held your tongue earlier when I said it wasn't happening this turn.
Yeah, I did. Because that was my plan. That's why I attacked Minas Tirith.
A trap well sprung.
Yep. Oh, but you're not even in Mordor. I thought you were in Mordor for some reason. All right.
Nope.
Whew. All right. Next.
So yep, you're getting the mouth 2 turns early. It looks like.
Yep.
All right, so I recover my dice.
Why is that there? All right. Turn 8. Draw cards.
Yep.
That card's done to that. This card's gonna do check and crap. So I'm gonna get rid of this card because it sucks. And this card isn't gonna help me much at all. It might. It might be annoying. Actually, no, I don't have to discard 2. I can only discard 1. Alright, I was gonna discard 2 for no reason. Alright, 1 eye. And roll.
Okay. I did not write that the Fellowship is okay, but there's nothing for me to do. So
right, that's why we didn't bother. Yep.
Yep.
In this case, we can just skip over that one.
Hooray!
He has a Will of the West showing, but doesn't have to worry about
there
Day
is
Without
no
Dawn.
more threat of Day Without Dawn.
That's right.
So let's see. I think the thing to do is use a Palantir alongside Strider's ability to hide the Fellowship.
Makes sense.
Boom.
Yeah, I'll move in. Is this maximum efficiency? I don't think so. That's not maximum efficiency. I'm going to attack Woodland Realm using this.
Okay. All right, what do my cards do? What does this do? Hmm. Woodland Realm. Which one is Woodland? Which one of these forces is Woodland? Okay, Woodland Realm is this one. I see. Okay, so I might want to play that, but that's not really going to change. That one could help. I have all these helpful cards.
Yeah, figured.
Which one do I want to play?
Yep.
I think maybe I'll start with this one because
Yeah, I'll see when I see it. Yep.
yeah. I think I'm going to start with this one because the other effect is totally worthless. So I will choose combat card.
All right, I'm going to forfeit 4.
Oh, I'm happy with what I did.
So you only roll 1.
Yep.
And I roll...
But I only need to roll 4.
Oh my god.
Haha!
0.
There's all that confusion luck coming back to haunt me. And you, apparently.
Yeah.
All right, so I have 5 in there, it looks like. So I will roll 5.
1. No, 1.
Oh, you're right. Oh, so we only take the one all the way to the left, right?
Yeah, it says 1 hit. You're good.
Okay. Yep. So that is 1.
Because I know you played Spirit of Mordor, I don't have to worry about it. So I'm just going to stop and draw.
Mm-hmm.
Draw a character card. Okay.
All right, you stopped, which means it's now my turn.
Correct.
So... I think this should probably happen now. I think I'm going to use this hybrid to move armies around.
Yep.
I'm going to get this elite into Helm's Deep.
Yep.
And then I don't know if I want to move the regular back to Edoras or if I want to move some other troops somewhere. I don't think anywhere else on the board matters. So I think I will move this regular into Edoras. So wait. There we go. So that he's actually at a point that matters. Okay. Probably as dumb as my plan to keep you from getting the mouth last turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna play
but whatever.
I'll play this card. I didn't plan to play it, but...
Hey, there it is.
Let's put it out there.
Why not?
Back to you.
Yep, that's right. I forgot. It was my turn. Pass. With 1 S. 2 S's.
I'm going to attack Peller here. No card.
Okay. I don't think I need to play a card either, so I will also play no card.
0.
Well, well, well.
And my luck is going down with the rolls.
Well, 0 back.
Press.
Yep. All right. Now, do I stay or do I go? I no longer get the benefit of the 5 or 6 from the city if I stay. And you have no reason to stop the combat. This one dude is not going to inflict 10 casualties on you. So it might be worth it to just give up the point and move back to Lamadon.
Okay.
So I think that's what I'm going to do.
All right, so move him left click, right click.
I will right click. Yep.
And I go up 1 more victory point.
Indeed. All right, and my turn again. I will pass.
I'm going to finally move those guys in. And I'll just put 1 guy there. And back to you.
All right, so I will also pass.
All right. Yeah, this is probably stupid. I'm doing it anyway. Lorien.
Okay.
And discard.
Okay. looking to cycle those character cards.
Well, it's Lorien, not Woodland Realm. Lorien.
Oh, okay, so you're not cycling.
No.
Okay, I need to look at my cards again here. Which one of these do I care about? Hmm. Okay, I think I will choose this card.
All right. 1.
Mm-hmm. And I roll. How
Not
many
yet,
are
not
in
yet.
Lorien?
Don't roll yet. That's the pre.
Okay.
So because that was the initiative of 2, this goes before the
Oh,
battle.
right. It's the Balrog, right?
Yep.
Oh, you're waiting for me to take casualties.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yes.
I was like, what are we waiting for?
Waiting for you. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, and now I will roll combat.
Okay.
2.
Okay. And I will roll back with 3. I potentially reroll 1.
Reroll 1.
Okay. So reroll 1.
So 3
All right.
back.
So 2 plus 1.
Yep. 1, 2, 1.
All right. They take 2 additional casualties in Lorien. So I think I will.
Yeah.
I think I will. Does it matter? Yeah, it kind of does. I will downgrade 1, and then I will kill another.
Let me check your force pull out. I have to make decisions right now. Check your casualties out. Okay, doesn't really make a difference. I am going to press.
Ooh. Okay.
No card.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to play a card either, but give me a minute.
You have to take your time.
I was going to say a second, and then I realized might take me a little bit longer than that to decide.
Yeah. I know that Lorien was a surprise play.
Yep. Yeah, let's go no card.
0.
Wow. Okay, I roll 2, reroll 1. 1.
Yep. And I will.
I rerolled too many, but the one on the right is the one we ignore.
Correct. That kills. I can't press anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, back to you.
Okay, I am going to move the fellowship.
Safe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I gotta do this. Put them back.
Yep. You are forced to show your hand because you have no other dice. I guess you do have a ring. You could have tried to fake me out, but I was gonna double move anyway because I knew there was a good chance you had it with all those character cards you were cycling.
Yeah, well, you have enough movement. There's nothing to hide.
Yeah.
Wow, 2R.
Nice.
You have a choice.
Yep, I have a choice to make. Let's try to preserve Strider's life. He's probably dead, but you gotta try. Random. You draw.
Boromir. Wow. That's
Wow.
Warm with the Starwind Toil takes place now. So I warn you
How
now.
does that work?
I warn you.
How does that work? Okay. Yep.
And then I go to the shadow menu and discard for warn. It's a command. So watch your character cards.
Mm-hmm.
Now watch one vanish. Warn. Yep. And now you have to decide the rest of your. You have to keep moving now. So now you can move. Did you take your?
So I'm revealed.
Yep.
Yep. So I'm revealed, and then I have to. So I have to flip the fellowship. I don't take any corruption because that's a 2R, and Boromir's a 2.
Correct.
So it's just revealed.
Yep.
And then they go 1, 2.
Yep. And then I Moria or Mordor tile.
Yep.
0 reveal.
Hooray!
All right. I mean, it's not awful. Let's look at the hunt pool. Wow, the tiles you have are not bad anymore.
Well, they're about to get worse. Those reds are about to go in.
Yeah, it's true. All right, let's attack. It doesn't make sense to do that. I need more troops somehow. I don't know what to do. I'm baffled. I'm honestly baffled.
Too many options.
Actually, no. I'll do Woodland Realm.
Okay. I will play a card. Will I play a card? I need to look at something.
Yep. Take your time.
Okay, I will play a card.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pointless. I don't know what I was even thinking about. I forgot how this card worked. Okay, I'm definitely going to play it. Okay, the choose combat card.
All right.
So I'm hitting you with a sudden strike.
Yep, and that happens before my leadership cancel.
Right. I
so
have
you all
2
know.
leadership.
Yep.
For the moment, before they get canceled. So I'm going to sally out with 2 of my leaders, and they will do nothing for me.
All right, now I will combat roll. 1.
Okay. And I don't have leadership, so I will just roll 5.
3.
And get 3.
Yep, it's fine.
Now I have to take my 1 casualty. What are my elven reinforcements dead people looking like?
They're fine because
I do have
I
do have 1 dude in casualties, so I can successfully downgrade my elite.
Yep.
So how did I? Oh, I had to go back to the siege.
Yep.
And then hit insert.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, stop draw.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Now I have an option here because I guess you do have a ring. So normally, if you didn't have a ring, I was going to say because you don't have a character thing showing at the moment, I could not hide the fellowship, which would give me something to do in Mordor if you happen to roll a bunch of eyes. I could just hide and not be worried about taking the 1 damage. But for 2 reasons. First of all, because your military is going fast enough that I'm concerned and want to keep moving. And second of all, because you do have that ring and could play a corruption card despite what your action die is showing. I think I'm going to hide the fellowship using that Will of the West.
Sure. Control F. Careful.
Oh, you got it? No.
No, you
I
you
put
under
them under
siege.
siege.
Yeah, you double clicked them.
Yep. Okay.
Control F.
There they go.
All right.
All right, back to you.
Yeah, this needs to be reinforced. Yeah, it needs to be reinforced. And I'll move them here. Okay, and now we go to the next turn.
All right. Recover dice. Draw cards.
My bad. I allocated early. All right.
Okay, I'm going to declare in Mordor.
All right, now I'm going to create the Mordor pool because people can see it. So because he's declaring in Mordor, he has to move the Fellowship onto step 1 by left-clicking and right-clicking where they go. Step 2 is you have to make the hunt pool. So we go into hunt used, and we're going to find all of the eyes and the red or blue tiles and put them in the hunt pool by left-click, then right-clicking. And now they're there. And now the hunt pool is ready to go. So it looks decent. Doesn't look great, but it looks decent for him. I'll allocate 1 eye, and I'll roll 1 more.
Yeah, those two stops are potentially concerning. All right, so I'm going to select my dice and roll. Okie dokie. So I get to go first. So I am going to play with a Palantir, Mithril Coat, and Sting.
Okay.
So I will
Put it on the table. Yep.
put it on the table and kill it.
All right. I am going to.
Oh, I think I played that. Or that doesn't matter.
You did play it early because that.
Yeah, I did play it early because Warren Wasaru and Toil can still grab it.
All right. I'm going to. Woodland Realm again, and I'm going to play this card.
Okay, Woodland Realm again.
The Slow Siege.
Yep. Sometimes they have to go slow. I think this is the card to play. Choose combat card.
All right, you're canceled because mine goes
Yep,
first.
canceled. Yep.
1.
Okay. And I am still rolling with 5.
2.
So that is 2, and I re-roll 2. 2.
So you take your
I have to kill 1. So I think I am out of regular casualties. If I look at my casualties, yeah, I'm out of regulars at the moment. So if I downgrade, I will just lose an elite.
Yes.
So I'm going to select one of my regulars and kill him.
Yep.
Actually, hold on. I will undo that. I will redo that.
That was correct.
That's what I want to do. That was the correct thing to do.
It was.
Yep, I will delete. Yep.
I was hoping that you wouldn't see that. All right, I'm going to stop and draw. I think I have time.
Well, you don't have to worry about Mithril Coat and Sting. I think I've given you enough of a gift.
And I got to think of what I want to do.
I gave you the mouth like 2 rounds early, and I gave you the ability to destroy Mithril Coat and Sting. So I think you should be pretty happy with my poor play.
Yeah, I had to decide if I want to downgrade or not. You have 4. You have 6 HP. I have 8 right now. It's too close. I'm gonna stop and draw.
Okay.
So I'm gonna draw a strategy card and close this down. All right, back to you.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. Okay. I think I'm going to draw a character card.
Okay. See if we get a blue tile.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yep. I'm going to attack Woodland Realm again.
Alrighty.
I'm going to play this.
Strategy card, huh? Hmm. Okay. I think I will play this.
All right, I'm first.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 1. Horrible.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, this is the worst luck in a while. You roll 4.
I will roll 4, and
2.
then I will re-roll 2.
3.
All right. So that is, yeah, that's 3. And I will heroic death my leader.
Okay, I'll stop and draw. It's horrible. Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to pass.
Let's do this. Actually, I shouldn't do that yet. I should actually just draw a card, see if I can get some help.
Mm-hmm.
Let's draw a strategy card. Jeez. All right.
Okay. I will continue to pass.
Oh my god. I can't play anything. Well, I could. Alright.
Okay. And I will continue to pass.
I'll try it. What is Rome again?
Okay.
Let's try. Let's play this.
Okay. No card from me.
All right, I'm gonna forfeit 3. So right down here.
Okay. So I will roll with 2. There you go.
1, and now I re-roll 2 more. 1.
Oh, so much for... All right. I roll with 2, correct?
You roll with 1 because I forfeit 3.
Oh, you said forfeit 2.
Forfeit 3. It's in
Did
the,
you say 3?
Yeah, it's in the log. Yeah.
How do I scroll up?
It's above the rolls.
Oh, I see it. Forfeit 3. Yeah, I decided I had one more troop there than I did. Okay,
Yeah.
I roll with 1.
Jeez.
Oh, well, you're hit. 1 and 1.
All right. All right. Good luck.
Okay, and this time I can downgrade my Elven unit to keep rolling with 4.
All right. I'm gonna press. And
Okay.
I'm gonna draw. And now I will play this.
Okay, I will continue to play no card. There it is.
4.
Mm-hmm. And then I will roll with 4
3.
and re-roll 1.
4 back.
4.
2.
That was a deadly strife.
4.
All right. 4 means basically everybody's dead here except for one dude. Just to be funny, let's leave the north unit with the Elven leader.
Yeah, we can do that. Yep. And that's it for that.
Okay.
Back to you.
Indeed. Hmm. I'm beginning to dream mad dreams of walking across the mountains. Hmm. I think it's time to move the fellowship.
Yep. And I will draw. It's an eye. Do you want to use it?
Hey, it's an eye.
So that's 2.
Do I want to use Mithril Coat and Sting? Or do I want to take the corruption? Or do I want to lose a companion and Mithril Coat and Sting?
Yep.
Let's see. Where is the hunt? The hunt pool? I think I want to prevaricate. I think I want to take the 2 corruption.
All right, then reveal.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, there it is. Oh wait, I need to discard the tile. Okay.
All right, I'll use this on you while I can.
Indeed, for 1 more corruption.
Got it. Back to you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I will use Strider's ability to hide the Fellowship. Oops. Undo that.
Yeah. Let's bring him back. I got it. I got you.
I hit undo. It didn't undo it.
Just Control Z again. Because you
Oh, Control Z again?
Yeah, because you and then now Control F on the Fellowship.
Okay. All right. Now I will select the Fellowship and Control F.
Right, because the first thing you undid was the killing the die, which is why you brought it
Oh,
back.
I see.
All right.
I see. Okay.
All right. I'm going to play Olagai. Put them here. Surprise. All right. Kill that.
I'm glad my dreams remained dreams. All right. I'm going to move the Fellowship.
That is.
Hey.
That is.
I think I will use. I think I will use Mithril Coat and Sting on this.
Okay. I'll put that
so
back.
I don't lose it.
I'll put that back in the pool. No.
Well, draw first.
Oh yeah. This goes here, and now.
It's another eye. Well, this time it's a 3 reveal. So I think I will lose Strider.
Okay. And that will use Warn on it once you put it in.
Yep, I understand.
Yep.
Yeah, that other card is garbage anyway.
Yep.
So how do I just delete Strider?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, yep. And I'll do this. And I'll warn with you right now. You know what you're losing.
Yep, I know what I lose.
Okay.
Get rid of I will go alone, daring defiance. I don't mind telling you.
Yeah, it's fine. And now,
A card I could not play.
Yep, and now I'll move Warren Starman Toil down. And I'll move this 1 reveal back in the pool.
Yep.
And that's that.
I will. Yep. Okay, you got it.
All right. I'm going to use a ring.
Hit me again. Oh, you're using a ring.
Yes,
I thought you were going to hit me again.
With what? All right.
I don't know how many cards you have.
Yep, I'm going to attack.
I'm not looking at your hand at all.
Woodland
You've got
Realm.
a character card. You can hit me with a character card.
Yeah, I'm good. Woodland Realm. And I'm going to play a card. I'll play this one.
Okay. I'm not going to play anything. Great Host.
I got the hit anyway, but go
1
ahead.
hit. Yep. All right. And let's see if they can do anything. They have 2 troops, yes?
They have 1. You're looking at Lorien. Woodland Realm.
Oh, I am looking at Lorien. You're right. Yep. Woodland Realm. Okay.
He does hit.
Ah! Man. Woodland Realm.
They held.
Super buff. Good job, everybody. I was going to say elves, but there was that one Northman there, too.
That's right. All right. I'm going to kill that and draw a card for the Witch King. Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. Recover dice. Draw cards. Okay. Can't do anything about the Fellowship?
Nope. I'll get 1 eye. Now I'll roll.
And now I will roll. Ooh-hoo-hoo-hoo. Fun times. Yep. All right, so I go first. So I am going to hide the Fellowship. Control F. And escape.
Candle Corpses. Only 1.
Haha.
Sipping for more. All right, but that's still good.
You always hope for more.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, it's my turn.
Yes,
I forgot.
It is. Yes, it is.
All right. Let's, I mean, I could pass because I don't think the sequencing of this exactly matters, but I think I'm going to do it now anyway. I'm going to play Elven Cloaks to put the 0 into the pool. So I need to go to Force Pool. No, I need to go to Hunt. Hunt removed. And then which one is this? Elven Cloaks. not elven rope, elven cloaks, and I will right-click the hunt pool.
You got it.
Okay.
Then escape.
And then I will clear.
All right. I am going to Lorien, and I'll use this.
Okay. No card for me.
Let me just delete these guys.
Deadly Strife.
2.
2. Okay. And then I roll with 2.
1.
Reroll 1. 1. So they're dead. Hopefully, yeah, that worked.
Yep. I just have to take care of them before you played Power Too Great, which I guess you never got.
Nope, never drew it.
Insane. All right, back to you.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna pass.
All right, I am going to. I have to move my leadership around for sure. How far can that mouth move? 3?
Yeah, I think 3 is right.
Let me actually use an army. Shoot, I'm using everything at once.
Hmm.
Does it make sense to muster first? Maybe. All right, well, let me do this. Put on the table. I'll take your leader out for that.
Denethor's Folly.
Yeah, I got him.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Mm-hmm. All right, I need to decide how much I care about Denethor's Folly, and the answer is I don't think I care much about it.
Right, because you could use your Will of the West to get rid of it.
Yeah, I could use my Will of the West to get rid of it, but I don't think it's worth it.
No.
So I think I'm just going to continue to pass.
Okay. Which king's going? Everyone's going. Who are we kidding?
Yeah, you got to get everyone there. Those are your last 2 points.
Sure, I'll move 1 Nazgul here. Okay.
Yep, allow them to attack.
It's going to be close.
All right. I will continue to pass. It is going to be close.
Um,
Want to get the mouth in?
yeah, let me, this is probably risky. This is, but I'll do it. Not that way. Use this as an army.
Yep, flip the mouth.
The hell, flips nothing. The mouth is stacking from outside. And I'm playing a card. You can't play anything. I will start with this one. It didn't work.
Rule is death. What does this do?
Adds 1 on my combat roll for.
Oh, you forfeit 2 points of Nazgul. Okay, so it won't matter.
Yep.
Because you've got 7. All right.
That's 2, and then I re-roll 3. 2. I roll 122.
Okay.
2.
You wish it was 122. All right, I'm rolling with 4.
0
and
back.
I don't re-roll any, so 0.
Yep.
And 2 of them die.
I'm going to press and draw.
So let's see. I'm going to downgrade my elite. And I'm going to kill 1 regular.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm going to press.
Okay.
Already downgraded. And I'm gonna draw a character card.
Okay.
All right. No card.
And
You can't play a card.
oh right, yeah, I didn't get rid of the thingamabob, so yeah, I can't. 1, 1. All right, and I roll 3, re-roll 0, 1.
All right. So I'll take my 1 out. All right. That concludes that turn.
Mm-hmm.
Back to you.
Okay. Hmm. Yeah, let's pass.
Okay. Well,
Hit me.
no, I'll wait. I'm gonna put the stress on you to figure out what you want to do, as opposed to having you find out now.
Okay.
So I think that makes the most sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's start an elite there. Back to you. Now you have to make a move.
Okay. So now I need to decide whether or not I want to hope on those 2 guys in Minas Tirith holding out, and just going for the fellowship. I want to decide if I want to just, because theoretically, I still have a ring. So theoretically, I could move 1, 2, 3 and then win.
You could. And I saw that.
the
Yeah, I
hunt-
saw that too.
Yep, the hunt pool. And the eyes will not kill me. I don't think. The stops would stop me, so that would be crucial. But the likelihood of me going 3 moves without getting stopped in any way is pretty unlikely. Now, there is something else I could do. However, it wouldn't work.
That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear.
Yep, I'm
clap
sure it
for-
is.
I'm gonna clap over here for myself.
Yep.
I think there's one path of victory for you, to be honest. Well, there's
Yeah, well,
there's
because
two.
I can't
Yep.
because I can't do it, I'll tell you what I was thinking of doing. Well, I guess I do still have that ring, but there's no way I'm going to use the ring on the military.
Yep.
So I could muster a force. I'll lay my cards on the table, almost literally, and tell you that I have Kierden ships. So, and I have 2 Elven elites in reinforcements.
Yep.
So I could summon those 2 Elven elites, move the Dol Amroth forces over, and end up sitting on a 4-2 army, and then use my ring to attack Pelargir in hopes of regaining a point.
You could. Yep.
However, that's all my actions. The ring doesn't move anywhere, and I don't think... I'm not very likely to win that battle, because I'm outnumbered in terms of troops. I have no combat cards to play, and I am going to... and I don't have any rerolls for leadership, and the Shadow Forces have 1.
Yep.
So the Shadow is more likely, and I need to win and have a troop to move in to steal that point from you.
Yeah. It
So
had 6s
the
on the
Shadow-
combat. Yep.
The Shadow troop is more likely to hold that territory than I am to take it. So I think the only thing that I can do at this point is move and hope.
Yep.
So that's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm going to move the Fellowship.
0.
Well, that's nice. Back to you.
All right. I'm going to not prolong this attack any longer then. I'm going to attack using a card.
Okay, I can't play a card. Not that I have a card to play.
2.
They're dead. All right, let's see if they hit back. Just for funsies. No, they don't.
And I'll draw a strategy card. And
Gondor goes down with a whimper and not a bang.
I have nothing else to do, so... All right.
Yep, so now we just see if the ring makes it, and that's going to determine everything.
Yep.
So, let me kill the guys. You can go to 10. Here, you went to 10. All right, delete.
Yep. Okay, time to move.
All right, so I will use my ring now. What the heck?
And don't forget, there you go.
All right. All right, it gave you the ring already.
Yep.
So I will just hit Control M.
Oh, sorry.
We double moved. I win.
2.
2. All right. Well, I'll take the hit with Mary here. So I will go up 1. I will lose the companion. Delete. I will go up 1 corruption. And I have to get Gollum from the force pool?
Yep.
All right. And then right-click to make him the leader of the fellowship.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
All right. This is kind of insane here. It's about to happen. But because of the order you played, I can do this.
Okay.
So I'm going to use a ring before I do anything to make
change the result to an eye.
Yeah.
Yep.
To make the eyes deadly now. And then I'm going to play. Oh, that's all. That's. And then I have to go. So you're going last. Because moving into an eye is not an action, but it changes the order of turn. So it's going to end with you.
I see. So I should have held on to my ring to the end. Man, I have made so many mistakes this game that I don't deserve to win it. Let's see if I do anyway.
Let's see if it bites you.
Yep. Here we go. Hey!
Oh.
You win!
You should have won that.
I should have, but hey, I don't mind playing like an idiot in front of everyone. This is how we learn.
Yep. So, crazy game. That was close. That was intense in the end.
Yep. That was closer than it should have been.
Theoretically, we would have. It should have been 11 corruption with the Free People's Military victory. I think I misplayed a little bit in Woodland Realm, but it was hard. I didn't know what else to do.
I definitely misplayed a lot. I think I called it out most of the times when I did it, and then when I didn't, you did. So,
yeah,
I think people have amply learned from my mistakes. But I think this also goes to show, even with all those fairly large mistakes that I made, that was still a very close game.
Yep, the game's very balanced.
The randomness sort of does help balance things in your favor.
Yep, and if you look at the hunt pool, you would have won on 3.
Yeah, there were 2 eyes and 2 reds, right? So both of those would have stopped me.
Yeah, you
had
less than 50% chance of winning.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
At that point.
Yeah, I knew it was unlikely.
But
I would have done it, but this also goes to show that it's not just luck, right? The luck does help balance things, but it is also skill. If I had played just that much better, that eye wouldn't have been deadly, and I would have won.
Yep. But thanks to Rook for joining me. Hopefully you guys have found this video helpful. Please let me know if you want to see more videos of us explaining what we're doing as for the actions as we play. And you can just see a game played live. This is a friendly game. This is not a ladder game of any kind. If it was a ladder game, I would have got the achievement for drawing into an eye with Mithril Coat, because he played Mithril Coat and drew an eye or a red tile. So I would have gotten the achievement for that. But because it's not a ladder game, no achievement for me. But thank you guys for watching this. Thanks to Arukimania for being a good sport and
playing. Thank you for having me. It's been a fun series to do along with you here.
Yep. Hopefully you guys enjoy this game and video. And see you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye.